Overpopulation, crime, and poverty has been affecting the world since the start of civilization, but yet no one sees the pollution happening right in front of our eyes. Plastic bottles like these are manufactured using PET, which is pronounced polyethylene terephthalate. It is a strong, lightweight, petroleum based plastic that is convenient in everyday life. It is used in food and beverage packaging to make cutlery and even pan covers. They make our lives so much easier to the point that we don't even think about it. About 380 million tons of plastics are produced every year. Plastics are everywhere in groceries, restaurants, by the side of the road, in rivers, and in beaches. The problem, however, is that plastics do not biodegrade. It takes at least hundreds of years to break down, and even then into microplastics, which is deposited into waterways, which then affects the lives of the aquatic animals. But fear not, a greener alternative is here. Bioplastics. They look, feel, and behave just like the PET plastics, but they are made from plants. Yes, these little guys who make our food. By the way, my name is Stefan Duncan, and I am a current student at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus. I have a goal of making the world a better place through science and technology. But enough about me. Let's talk about bioplastics. So, what are they? Bioplastics are plastics that are made from renewable biomass sources, like starchy foods such as potatoes, yam, and so much more. Other sources include cellulose and polylactic acid. These are responsible for buttons, pens, and brush handles, while the acid is responsible for more eco friendly products such as mugs, straws, and so much more. So, you may be wondering, how are these magical plastics made? Well, I am attempting to make my very own plastic utilizing the well known cassava. The method is very labor intensive, but it is so worth it. Firstly, the starch of the cassava needs to be collected. Cleaning, cutting, and blending of the cassava is done, and we wait.
2 hours later. 5 hours later. 1 eternity later.
Now that we have the starch, finally, it's time to start cooking. Water, glycerine, starch, and vinegar are mixed together under medium heat. Constant turning of the pot for at least 30 to 40 minutes is required until a thick, clear paste is made. Ooh, look at that beauty. The paste is then laid on a piece of foil and left for a week to dry in the sun. And ta-da! We have plastic. So now let's talk about the advantages of bioplastics. These plastics, as mentioned before, behave the same way as the traditional plastic, as the ingredient gives it its elasticity and durability. In addition, it is made from plants which can be utilized from local sources. The technique used releases less greenhouse gases as fossil fuels are not being used. These plant-based plastics, however, do not contribute to the carbon dioxide emission as the plants absorb carbon dioxide in their lifetime. But with all good things, it must come to an end, which brings me to the disadvantages. Although bioplastics sound like an exciting adventure, some of them are non biodegradable, and as a result, just like traditional plastics, they will be found in rivers, beaches, and oceans, which will kill sea animals. Not to mention the high cost of making the plastics through maintenance of factories, workers, and productions, which will reveal a high selling price on the consumers later on. Also, thousands of acres of land will be needed to harvest the starch based food for said production. As we have seen, bioplastics have both their advantages and disadvantages. But the best option is to avoid plastics altogether so that we can have a more sustainable future. In the end, with all this knowledge, I ask you, will you use bioplastics or will you not? My name is Stefan and I thank you for your time.